So, I did this a long time ago. It was actually really fun. But I did a grocery store YouTube way back a long time ago when I didn't know how to use Facebook video, or I didn't know they were actually using Facebook for videos, and YouTube wasn't cooperating with me at the time very easily, so I didn't do it all that often. Plus I had a camera that used a plug-in battery, and I never had the patience to sit there for 2.5 hours or however long it would take to get a full charge. And I was like only charging for like 5 minutes and then walking around this store right here. So, because I've been here before. Well, I'm back here and I have a different camera, takes batteries, and so I can basically control having a little bit more fun. So, but essentially what you all might be interested in knowing is I used to work at High Health. It's basically Arizona's version of GNC. And well, I read a lot while I was there. They had one particular nutrition book. It was basically as thick as my palm. And I honestly I read it all day, every day. And I was just reading stuff. It was just the most interesting stuff I've ever read in my whole life, like all the vitamins, and basically what carbs and proteins and all these things, different things do to your body, including diseases and things that could help cure diseases. And I started trying stuff too. Well, I've developed my own subconscious opinions on most everything based on actual applying it to myself. So, I look at grocery stores just a little bit different than normal people, other people. And I'm sure everybody has their own basic opinion, but essentially I was going to walk around the store with you and just make casual conversation. That would be fun for everybody else. I think everybody would have a good time. So anyways, this is Smith's. Now a lot of people might remember the last time I was here because we went down the dressing aisle right over here, and I had this interesting conversation about why I think some people think that they have a favorite food. They think that they do. Basically what I mean by that is sort of like salsa and chips or chicken wings, whatever, something spicy, your favorite flavoring. And it occurred to me one day, I can't remember which day it was necessarily, but basically what it was, are you sure you like what it is that you like? Or is that particular flavor just jump out and just water your mouth? Now, something that you should take very, very seriously is, alright, I want to give you a hint though. First, look at how much time is taken on the detail of the branding. All of them. Individual details. Like, how much love and how much design, like specific, like teeny tiny little details. Teeny tiny little details. Now what I'm getting at is, I know I don't necessarily have an entirely huge fan base that likes me talking about prostitution and pornography, but the fact of the matter is we do have both of those. And so, they sometimes just need things to be very accessible. They don't want to think too much. And so they just need things to be really, really low priced. So you don't know, but once the factory is made, once all the metal parts are designed and made, well, everything is paid for at import cost. Think about it. Everything. Spices, individual spices, whether it be from wherever it's from. Nobody really knows the details behind the actual cost negotiations, but presuming that they bought low, they could actually afford to lose money based on the sales that they do make, being that they bought low. And I mean really low, I mean pennies to the dollar. Pennies to the dollar means you can sell a fraction or just a small percentage of that particular item and still make a profit. Or you're making a lot of profit about prostitution or pornography being so psychedelic. So where they're making their profits is the illegal activity of the accessibility of the branding that you see. So they can afford to basically just throw it away. And that because of that really sort of interesting quality, what you miss is your addiction. Things that you think that you love while she's getting off. The husband's sitting in his house, really enjoying the television set. He knows that it tastes so good, he thinks it's his favorite food. Well, without the government actually giving you commercials about your appetite, about seemingly that you like something, the psychology behind food, and there's always infomercials, there's always commercials, there's always programs that they could have where a doctor, some professor talks to you about, are you sure you're hungry? Are you sure you really like it? Sort of like what we're doing now. And that's basically what I wanted to get into, because could you technically just take the exact same sauce and apply it to something that's not actual chicken, something that's not actual chips? And are you buying some very, very expensive spice, extremely expensive for how good it is, meaning it should be sold in low quantities at a high price to America? And there shouldn't be necessarily grocery stores, there should be delivery boxes to your house. And then you would realize that your addiction is because you're getting a high quality spice at a very, very low cost, and you're relishing in it, you're bathing in it. And I knew this was true the day that I actually had the exact same sauce that was my favorite on chicken wings when I was in high school. The exact same sauce was on these pretzels. This buffalo sauce, buffalo hot sauce, is the exact same flavor, except now I'm eating pretzels. And I was like, it's the greatest thing I've ever had in my whole life. It was the spice the whole time. So if you like the spice and you're not sure what the food is doing to you, you probably have a huge gut. And your girlfriend's not going to tell you because she pays the bills. Not your bills, the government's bills. And there's always different stories behind that. But that's basically what my concept was the last time I was here. I virtually said it the exact same way. And I talked about all these dressings. And you could technically stockpile each one of these, because the cost of $1.25 is really, maybe like $250. A special occasion sort of spice that sits in the cupboard. When you have someone special that comes over that's part of a dating program, and you want to really impress her, and they only offer that to specific people. Not everybody gets everything, but you were given a class and you know all about spices. Like, I love my husband. He broadens my horizons. And so that's something to consider. And I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention before, because I was like, how's your health? So it's something to think about when you're sure you have a favorite food. So we basically just did the same thing that we did a while ago, and then basically right now my camera, it cut out on battery, and I was like, so we'll just go walking around and see. Oh yeah, we did do a little bit of bread, didn't we? Oh, you want to know something that I was thinking about? Now, it's gonna kind of freak you out, but yeah, it's this it's the spices, like the actual spices, like the seasoned spices. And I was thinking about something. Do you want to know something crazy that occurred to me one time? Well, my mom, when I was growing up in my house on Silverton Circle, she actually made her own bread in the oven. The homemade loaves that's all warm, and it was like the greatest thing ever. Well, the thing is she had to make it from even having the seeds first, not the powder, but the seeds. The thing is she had this white, square-shaped, box-like contraption that you wouldn't find at anybody's house. I mean, she specially ordered it. And what it does is you drop the seeds, and I don't know what the seeds are called, but I know that they're really small. And what it does is it slowly grabs them and sucks them downward and grinds them down into powder. Perfect powder. Well, I had that hidden in the back of my mind, for years and years and years, and after doing the story with the dressings, I was like, spices. And I was thinking about, like, you know how everybody dries their fruit? Now you get people that like love their dried fruit. Well, how come when you go get like hard bananas that are all the way dried down, I mean, what if you had actually like dried up fruit like bananas and strawberries, cherries, in flakes like these? So you put it on top of your cereal like it's sugar, but it's actually really healthy fruit. So you get what's called fructose, because there's sugar. Sugar comes from sugar cane, and in some people they get their sugar because it has the same effect on the body. It affects the serotonin and dopamine. Well, fructose also does that, and so some women basically live by fruit because they know that. They're educated. And so it doesn't have any of the negative side effects, so to speak. And so what I was thinking about was, it seems like it's a cornered market to not allow them. I'm sure the idea has been pitched to certain facilities, but they're just like, do you have any idea how many orchards we have? For whatever reason. There might be this reason, there might be that reason, but I've already seen the contraption that grinds it down. So you could technically, in the future, someday maybe see your favorite fruit as a flavor on top of your food. Something to consider. Sometimes this cuts out, and I don't want to be talking and have it cut out, so I'm going to stop it and restart it.